Thanks to the support as a channel member, Ollie Collins. No, I don't really get it either, Mrs Wearmouth. I love Sandro Veloso. He's been brilliant for us for years. Scoring at a goal a game. Lovely stuff. Goal a game over the course of his career. Spot on. Adrian Daly comes along. An academy boy. Scores exactly a goal a game all season long. Apparently, people don't like him. I know. 5 years younger as well. Yeah. Baffling. And welcome to part 178 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of the Champions League quarterfinal against Athletic Bilbao. Since you were last with me, I think we've only played one game, and it was the FA Cup quarterfinal. So we won that. We beat Stoke. Veloso grabbing a couple of goals in there. Veloso's quite good, isn't he? But then look, Daly also was pretty good. I get people love Veloso, but to say you prefer him to Daly. Okay, no, I can even get preferring him to Daly. There are people who are glad that Adrian Daly is injured for the rest of the season because they wanted Veloso back in the team. Daly's younger and scores just as many goals. It makes no sense. We want them both fit. Surely. Madness. But yeah, we've got Athletic Bilbao twice over today. They are currently third in La Liga. We, of course, are top of the Premier League. So I would like to think, considering just how far behind Barcelona and Real Madrid they are, this should be a relatively comfortable tie for us. Because, I mean, it would be like us getting knocked out by West Ham. They're the West Ham of La Liga based on the current Premier League table. Look, there's Adrian Daly, top scorer in the Premier League. He's only played 19 games, scored 19 goals. Cracking. And Jose's still the top average rating. He hasn't been fit forever. Right, so this is the team for the first leg against Athletic Bilbao. We've got Perez in goal, a back four of Kovacic, Hanna, Abagai and Vinicius Antonio, Christensen and McKenna in midfield, Ian and Park out wide, Jovanovic and Veloso up front. We are missing for this game Juan Jose, Kleber, Jamie Mutch, Adrian Daly. That is, okay, 3 players who would have been in the team and one who would have been probably in the team today ahead of Christensen if Kleber hadn't have been there. But obviously missing Kleber, we've got as an option to play alongside McKenna, it's going to be Christensen or Diego Perez, or I guess one of the youngsters like Cassidy or Velasco. And I'm not going to play a kid like that in a big game like this. So I guess it was always going to be Emil Christensen today, but I don't know. I think I've talked in previous episodes that I think the Emil Christensen experiment this season hasn't really gone the way I hoped it would, and we're probably going to look to sell him in the summer and let these youngsters come through. But I think for these big games, the fact that he's got that bit more experience, he's an experienced international, he's played in many of the top leagues across Europe and in France. So, you know, I guess we probably have to go with him for a game like this. Kovacic with the headed clearance finds our captain, Ian, who is charging forward. What a pass through to Veloso. And I mean, I admit it's good to see that again. Veloso just rounding the goalkeeper. He scores his goals slightly differently to Adrian Daly. Daly hits that first time and still scores, but he hits it first time across the goalkeeper. I've seen him do it a lot this season, whereas Veloso takes that extra touch. So Daly hits it there across the keeper and scores. Veloso, it does look better. He just rounds the keeper and pops it into an empty net. We've seen him do it so very many times over the years. And we've got a Sandro Veloso who wants to be here, who's back in the team just when it matters. And he looks like he's hitting form as well. He grabbed a couple of goals in the FA Cup quarterfinal against Stoke. He's now scored already in this game. If we've got Veloso happy, firing on all cylinders, going into this Champions League run-in, this could be all we needed. See, that one, he's tried to be fancy and ended up missing. And I don't know, has Daly scored twice in this game now if he gets to play? It's going to be the forever comparison between the two. I know a few people have said, just play them together. You can play 2 advanced forwards together. I get that you can play 2 advanced forwards together. However, the system that I want to play, it doesn't work like that. I want to play, look how deep Jovanovic is. He's all the way back here. We are playing a 4-2-3-1. It's just 4-2-3-1 in the match engine. For whatever reason at the moment doesn't really work. So to play a 4-2-3-1, you set up as a 4-2-4, but have your second striker drop really deep, which is what we're doing. So we're still playing the 4-2-3-1 that we played in Non-League to Legend this year, and it was really successful. And then after that, I guess it was after the winter update, it just nerfed it completely. Oh, McKinnon hit the crossbar there, but I think Abagai is in. Is he offside? I don't really see how he can be offside unless Bilbao had nobody on the line, which I'm guessing they had nobody on the line, because usually when it goes to the VAR, yeah, Abagai is offside apparently. I need verification of this. Let's have a look at this from the other angle. So the header from McKinnon. Where's Abagai? Oh, Abagai is basically stood on the goalkeeper. Okay, there was nobody on the line. It's weird defending from Bilbao, but I guess they would argue that's why they did it, because then the guy we've got stood there on the goalkeeper is always going to be offside. Christensen now back to Abagai again, who is going to play it across to Hannah. Hannah, who is pretty much nailed on as a regular starter for us now. It's nice to have an academy boy in the team. And what a pass. Was that Ian with an absolutely stunning pass? And Park coming in off that right-hand side. We've seen 2 goals today. We've seen a gazillion times before. It's good to have us back to our best, back to classic home for this match. Look at that pass from Ian, though. It's beautiful stuff. We've spent a lot of this season with Daly and Figueira as the attacker and the right winger. It's nice to know that, I mean, the fact that we can do both. People mock me saying I can't do rotation. Come the end of the season, you'll see just how many games Park, Figueira, Jovanovic and Juan Jose, Veloso and Daly, they've all played about half the games each, or they will have done by the end of the season. I know some of that is because of injury. Veloso wouldn't have played as many games as Daly if Daly hadn't have had this long injury, but Veloso's going to play the next 10, 12 games in a row now. And that'll get him level for start. I think Daly's only started like 22 games in all competitions this season. So it's not like he's been nailed on starting all the time. There was that period where we were playing Jovanovic as the advanced forward. We've played Ian there. We've played Figueira there. During that time where I wasn't playing Veloso because he needed to think about what he'd done, we've tried all sorts of players. Marcelo played as the attacking striker. So it wasn't just the case that we went with Daly and forgot Veloso existed. And since Veloso's been happy again, he's been Daly's backup. But Daly established himself as the striker during that time. So what you going to do, eh? He shouldn't have wanted away. Was that Veloso with a header? 5'9", Sandro Veloso with what looked like a dominant header that ended up going a little bit too high. Had the opportunity to put us 3-0 up. In fact, 3-0 would be a nice little scoreline to take into this second leg. I know I always say you don't win these ties in the first leg, but you know what? At 3 or 4-0, you basically feel like you are there. You have to do something spectacularly poor in the away leg to throw away a 3 or 4 goal lead. 2-0 though, I mean, they'll be thinking we could still nick a goal here, make it 2-1, and 2-1. It's almost advantage Bilbao if it's 2. I say almost because obviously it's not quite that. It's close, right? Figueira is going to come on for Park. I'm never going to stop taking Park off. We're going to take Veloso off as well, who looks like he's tiring just a smidgen, and we'll bring Marcelo on for him just for an injection of energetic pace up front. I know Veloso's obviously lightning quick, but so's Marcelo, and he's going to come on fully fit and ready to just run around for these last 20 minutes or so, and that can't be a bad thing as far as I'm concerned, especially when we've got the second leg coming up, I think, in only 6 days' time. We're lucky enough not to have a game in between the two, so there's going to be a decent amount of rest. Oh, that's what we spent all that money on Abagai for. That was world-class cover defending there. And, I mean, that's £100 million piece of defending, potentially. Right, final substitution. Primus can come on for Antonio, just to keep energy levels good at the back. I'm not as worried about keeping Christensen fit. If we end up having to play Perez in the second leg, then so be it. Perez has got a lot more experience playing in that role for us anyway. So I think I can probably cope if Christensen's not fully fit. But at the end of the day, in fact, it's 8 days, not 6 days. It's Tuesday to Wednesday, not Wednesday to Tuesday. So everyone should be fully fit and ready for action for the second leg, and Norwich can just do one. Well, that's been an interesting week of injury scares. Both Perez, I think Perez has been injured. Perez had a tight thigh, So we thought Alex Williams might have to play. Sandro Veloso then got food poisoning. So I thought I was going to have to play Figueira up front. As it is, both of them do seem to have recovered. Diego Perez isn't fully fit, though. We are close to having Much, Kleber, Juan Jose, and Daly all back and fit. They're all back in light training. But after all of that, the only change I'm making is I'm bringing Velasco in for Christensen in midfield because I just like Velasco. I think, like I say, the Christensen experiment is over. Velasco, I know he's only played a couple of games for us, but you know what? I think he's great. So we're gonna play him in a massive, massive game. We've got Diego Perez on the bench who can come on if need be, but like I say, he's not fully fit. Likewise, Cassidy could come on if needed as well. So we have got options in that central midfield position. But I think, yeah, I mean, you know what? We're ahead after the first tie. If this was a league game, Velasco would absolutely be in. So why not for the Champions League, eh? If he ends up playing really poorly, we'll just take him off at halftime. But I think that's pretty unlikely. He has been a star since returning from his loan at Monaco for the first part of the season, similar to what Marcelo did last year, although he didn't come back quite the star that Velasco has. Ian's got the ball in the back of the net there, but I think, is it another offside? Are they just geniuses at defending corners? Have they just got some kind of corner setup where everything is always offside? Oh no, it was a foul apparently this time. Do we get to see a replay? No. Apparently there was a foul in the build-up. That's what the little text at the bottom of the screen said. Just noticed Juventus have had a man sent off really early on in one of the other quarterfinals. So that probably doesn't bode too well for them. I think, and I was only half paying attention because I was really searching for news about injuries to particularly Veloso, whether or not he'd be fit to play in this game after his food poisoning. But I think Manchester City knocked Barcelona out yesterday, which means it is Manchester City in the semi-final if we get there, because I'm like 90% sure we drew. That was the draw we got. It was either Man City or Barcelona, and I think City are through. So potential major stumbling block in the semi-final. If we get there, we've just conceded a goal. It's now 1-0 to Bilbao on the night. We're still 2-1 up on aggregate, but this needs to be a little bit of a wake-up message for us that we can't take it for granted that we're just going to cruise through another tie because we're behind all of a sudden. We've not had a shot on target yet. We've not really created anything in this first half hour or so. We're just not playing very well so far. And I think that is cause for a demand more. I don't really get what's going on. We're going to have some words with these boys at half time and maybe make a few changes. Vinicius Antonio with the throw. Veloso with the cross, looking for Jovanovic in the middle. It ends up falling to McKenna, who gives it to Velasco. Ian out to Antonio again. Park shooting and hits the frame of the goal. I mean, that's how close we were to cancelling out their goal and delivering ourselves an away goal. But I am not happy with the performance. We need to be playing better than we are. What can we change? Figueira is the obvious one to try and get involved somewhere. Maybe even up front. I've done that a few times this year. Bring him on for Veloso. We'll give everyone 15 minutes, but Figueira, if we need an attacking spark, he's one of our best attacking players. So he needs to be injected into this game if we need an attacking spark. And Veloso's having a terrible game. Down to a 6.3 now. I mean, he's certainly far from the only one. The entire front four are playing poorly, but I think we're going to bring Figueira on for Veloso on the 60-minute mark and drop a little bit of encouragement to the boys and ask them if they can go and find us a goal, please and thank you. Park then on the right-hand side, coming inside. He's I thought it was still Veloso on the pitch. It's not. Figueira is now on. The substitution has gone through. Kovacic on the left. A good cross here would be very handy. Park stayed central. Does win the header, but can only deliver it back to Kovacic. And now it's back with Hannah and McKenna and Hannah again. It's some slow, patient build-up. And then, yeah, just lump it forward. Why don't you? I really, really don't. What is that advert going on behind there? It's a woman doing a kissy face. These are personalised adverts. Apparently, I've been trying to buy a woman with a kissy face, according to the in-game advertising. What is that? Does that say Burberry? because I'm obviously Burberry's real target market. Goodness me. It might be time to turn off the in-game ads. Right. The last go, I think we are going to take off. We're going to bring on Cassidy. I would bring on Perez, but he's not fully fit, so McKenna can go back to being the box-to-box midfielder. And then we'll leave it again. I'm thinking Jordan for Ian as maybe a final change, but not yet. I don't know why the entire front four have played so poorly. They've not turned up at all. Figueroa nods it back to Antonio with the cross to McKenna. It's down to Ian. And that was a big opportunity for Ian. It's a good save from the Bilbao goalkeeper, and we've got a corner. But I do kind of feel like we probably should be level in this game there. It's Figueroa with the corner, and Hannah can't get his head to it. And Figueroa, I didn't think was going to get back to the ball there, but he had just turned the afterburners on right at the end, and then he's hit that far too hard for Park to get to. It was a kind of pass that he's played to Park so that he can then say afterwards, I'd have got on the end of it. You're too slow, old man. Park's like 25. Right, final change. We still need some kind of attacking spark. So let's try Jordan on for Ian and see if Jordan can maybe deliver us some kind of, oh my word, this is getting nervy now. Now Bilbao have hit the crossbar. Cassidy gets the tackle in. Got another one of our academy boys on. Can't beat having an academy boy. That's two of them on the pitch now. Three of them. I always forget Kovalik's an academy boy, so we had to buy him back. But Kovalik, Hannah and Cassidy, all three of them through our own academy. It looks like we are going to hold on, but we have not come close to playing well in this second leg. We can't play that poorly again in the Champions League this season if we're going to win it, I don't think, because if we play that poorly in either tie against Manchester City, they will ruin us at the Pep Guardiola Stadium. Is he still their manager? He is still their manager. In 2042, a 71-year-old Pep Guardiola has been there for what, 25 years at this point? And they've named the stadium after him. And we want to ruin his day. And we'll do that in the next episode. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.